It's a power CEO move right here. I'm going to talk to you guys about some things. Happy Friday. Uncle Noah is here. I have a really nice, my house manager. Look at this plate. I was just like, she's so awesome. That was really nice of her. I had a plate of food because I was getting a little hangry. Don't want to be emotional for y'all. Happy Friday, people. What is up, you sexy bastards? You know what time it is. What up, Gregory Wenger? Got rejected from GoDaddy. Guess what? Fuck GoDaddy. They suck anyways. Who wants to use them? Seriously. Move your domains to Google or literally anyone else that doesn't try to scam you. Except their stock did really well, and I bought it early, and it's done well since then. But GoDaddy is a company, good. Also, rejection is great. It's great. It means do you want it or not? Woo-wee! I need some updates. How are you sexy bastards doing? I have a flight, and literally today is a no work day. Today at AppSumo, the whole team is off. And I was like, there's one thing I have to do today. It's this. It's with you. What up, you sexy people? Checking in on you. How are y'all doing? Woo-wee! All right. Got an hour, then I got to catch a flight. Does everybody have a day off today? Who am I talking to? Why am I talking so loud? Darvin, good day, nephew. Schwa, good to see you. Yes, this is a autonomous chair. I didn't have tacos today, but I was going to get some at the airport. Sally, you're good? How am I? Excellent. I woke up like that. Then I journaled. Then I had an interior design meeting. Then you guys. Then I'm flying to Denver today. Fucking excellent. Rainy weekends are great, man. It kind of forces you to stay inside. Dude, how was your guys' weeks? Why don't y'all check in? Taugir, good to see you. Jeremy Hall, good to see you. I'm flexing my old school Rolex. I will say I'm proud of this. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I'm going biking there. There is a race. If you don't follow me on Instagram, you'll see the story. Check out on my thing called Scavenger Hunt. I'm very proud of this watch. Thank you. Shout out Tynan. There's a thing called Triple Bypass. It's an insane bike ride. I don't know the fuck I'm doing it. But I do like the quote, and I think about this quote a lot, is we can do hard things. How was your guys' week? Thank you. Dude, Shannon. Nice Porsche. Brian, I like the scavenger hunt too. Check it out on Instagram. You quit your job. How else is the rest of your weeks? Bobby quit his job. Hell yeah, man. Find a job you do love. Holy shit. Really? You made more money than I did. Good for you. Look at this guy. Hey, what's your product, man? Dude, I'm going to give you some. I'll show it up on screen. That is awesome. This like made my day. We'll go to questions. We'll talk business. I noticed last time when we talked just business strategy, you guys were like, oh, shit. So we'll do that. Dude, awesome. Amsterdam is such a sick country. I love it. All right. You sent me an invite on LinkedIn. You guys, we have a lot of important business to go over today. First order of business is to go to my LinkedIn and accept this invite, because what else are we here to do today besides that? So let's go to LinkedIn. Aryan, is this what everyone wants? Is me to accept Aryan's LinkedIn invitation? I got to do it then, man. Aryan, how do you even accept invitations? Where is this? Oh, right here, dude. Accept it. We're now best friends. I'll be your best man at your wedding. Oh, Peter. Hell yeah, man. That's power. MJ. Everyone read this out loud. Looks like, I don't know what your actual name is. Anon. You know, dudes who post gym pictures, I used to do it a lot. I thought chicks, females, ladies, women liked it. They don't. It's only other guys. Like when you post your gym photo, it's literally just other dudes. They'll be like, hey, nice body, man. Lisette, that is true. Tynan! Hey, Tynan, what's your job title? Dude, your sister is so great, man. Came over to interior design. One thing I experienced this week that honestly was a really powerful. It's when you work with people who are excellent. And what I mean by that is your sister, I told her I wanted an arcade room. And I was like, I kind of want this stuff. So like, I said my expectations were here. And I thought she would deliver here. And then she delivered like there. And that happened a few other times this week. One other time specifically. And I'll just say, like, one of the things that feels so good in life is to be around excellence or to experience excellence. Thank your parents for me. If you guys don't follow Tynan, if you want to learn, you know what I was talking about, Tynan, this morning with your sister? And it's not I'm jealous of it because it's not exclusive, but something I think we can all learn from Tynan. I think you do one. By the way, everyone loves hearing their own name. Andrew, Adnan, Sai, all you get your names called out. Don't feel sad. Oh shit, my mom's gonna call soon. Sometimes I want her to call, man. Anywho, Tynan is Tynan's #1 fan. I think that's just like a really powerful concept, and it's something I really like practice a lot. It's like, how do you become your own great fan? Right? Because I think all of us can be really harsh critics. Like, I don't have as much money. I don't look the way I want to look, or I don't want. It's like always like, damn, dude, why are you so mean to you? So maybe flip that around and be your #1 fan. Be like, think about Tynan. Tynan's your #1 fan. Tynan literally is like, Tynan thinks he's the greatest, but not in an arrogant, like annoying way. So for you, Arian or Samuel or Chua, like as you go on your day, don't just like excuse yourself from doing anything, but be like, yo, I love you, man. You did so great today. I was doing that today. It felt great. Corey, yeah. Coffee date. I'll coffee meeting anyone, man. I love meeting random guys from the internet. Yes. Welcome to Austin, though, man. Hope if you see me on the street, say what up. What's up, you sexy bastard? Thanks for all the email. I like when people email me with 8 email addresses. All right. If you're brand new here, throw a 1 in the comments. If you're not brand new, throw some yeehaws in the comments. Let's talk. I had nothing to talk about today. I didn't have any agenda items. We'll talk about your stuff. Oh, man, that's sad. Reddit, Aaron Schwartz, he committed suicide. We were like internet passerbyers, but I didn't meet him, and then he killed himself. It's sad. All right, there's some yeehaws. Abhishek, good to see you. Aryan Singh. Looks like, hey, Chelsea. Been a minute. I thought about you. I looked you up on Facebook maybe like 3 weeks ago, and I try to message people when I'm looking them up, but I also was like, this is what wasn't right at that moment. But I'm glad to see your face and your name. I hope I saw some photos. Hope you're doing all the weird contortions with your body and having a great time. Good to see you. Can we have a segment for business plan? Yeah, we'll talk business stuff in a second. Yeah, be your own #1 fan. I'm going to do it for me. You do it for you. Brand new here. All right, if you're brand new, so some yeehaws here. I do love tacos. I'm about to go get some for lunch. Well, a lot of returning people. Andriel, Jason. Oh, shit. I used to work with this guy, by the way, everyone. I worked with him at Intel. And now he just messages me all the time. It's interesting who we have in our life and what they're there for. I will tell you one thing. Man, this is cool. One thing that's interesting that I've noticed today is like, and this is what I was thinking about this morning, is like, what's the universe trying to tell us, tell you, tell me, and like, what are we resisting? Does that even make sense what I'm saying to you guys? I don't know, just something I was thinking about. I noticed it's like last week I spent the whole week working on my book, and I really was scared of it. I was really anxious about it. I didn't want to do the work. And I started doing the work, and I was like, oh, this is really fun. This is actually, I can do hard work. I can do great things. And then even today, I was like, I woke up at 3:30. Tynan, I woke up at 3:30. I was excited to have tea. And then I looked at the clock. I was like, oh, it's 3:30 a.m. I didn't know what time it was. Then I went back to sleep, woke up at 7:30. I was like, oh my God, tea time. And then I felt like, I don't know, I just felt unease. I felt like some misalignment. But I also be like, okay, you're feeling misaligned. Like, let's not fight it. So I guess there's something about that I'm exploring in life. Dude, Abhishek, hell yeah, man. Good for you. Oh my God, I can't wait for you to have tea. Can you send me a photo of your tea? I sent you a photo of my tea this morning. All right, we're going to go to your questions in just a minute. Any other? I think that's it. Let's just go to your questions then. I haven't got nothing else this week. Oliver, you always say, you're always like hating each week, man. I want you to come and you'll be the hater. That's your job here each week. I like random people I don't know hating. Yeah, I like getting. By the way, I'm just gonna show it. Dude. It's my show. It's our show, but my show. I'm just gonna show you guys. Look what Tynan did. This is excellence, y'all. Like y'all are wondering, like, how do I get more money? You just put in a little bit more work. Look at this. So this watch. I don't know if you can hear the sound.
Tynan, I gave him something of mine that I wanted to reward myself with, and he left it in the house. But instead of just leaving it in the house,
can you guys hear?
He left clues. So we're gonna go on a escape game scavenger hunt to try to find my thing. Let's go. All right. He told me it was in a vase, the first clue. So
can you guys hear?
I already kind of knew it was up.
Anywho, if you get a chance to watch it, go on Instagram, watch that shit. But it was above and beyond. Basically, this is a watch I've wanted for 5 years. It's a 1982 Rolex. It's the year I was born. It's a 1016. I like that it's very understated. It's not flashy. You're not going to see me pull up. You'll see me pull up in my Miata 2004. And it's just like a very, I don't know, man. I wanted to give this to my kid. And I sent it to Tynan and said, I want to earn it. I didn't want to just get it. So I bought it because I can afford it. But I sent it to Tynan and said, when we find a CEO, then I'll get the watch. I wanted to earn it. And I became CEO a few weeks ago. I haven't really talked about that publicly. And instead of just giving it to me, which I think is what 99% would do, Tynan put on a scavenger hunt in my own house underneath my nose. And I've got a Jewish nose. Whatever you want to interpret that joke to be. So it just made me love you. I appreciated it. It inspired me to keep being creative and just like keep having fun times, man. So thank you for making the scavenger hunt. You're fucking awesome. And he made his own escape game scavenger hunt, dude. And like people were like, that's a business. It's like business should be fun. And Tynan doesn't like make oh, there's my mom. All right. Hi, Mom.
You're looking forward to my call. I heard the beginning of your program.
That's why I'm drinking alcohol right before you call to get ready for you.
No, you're not. You abstain from alcohol.
Well, I've accepted Christ, and so I don't need alcohol anymore. And I'm drinking 0 sugar ginger ale. I'm eating. So Alondra, the house manager, made a charcuterie plate. I didn't know I could even ask her to do it. I was like, hey, I'm kind of busy. Can you make some food? She's like, yeah. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. And so it's grapes, apples. I'm almost done. Cheese and a little bit of a prosciutto. Pretty good. And I'm gonna get some tacos at the airport. Everyone's saying hi to you, Mom. Sarah from Australia. Is that really her? She looks. Shannon said hello, Mama Burke. Sally said hello. Someone asked Paul. That looks like a jail photo. He said, "What is the meaning of it? Mom, what's the meaning of life?"
Oh, that's a good question. That's what people look for, the answer to the meaning of life. And I'm reading a book that was given to me. I just got it last night from Tracy about a Holocaust survivor. It's one of these books that's very hard to read. He's deceased. He has he's an MD, PhD, and through all of his 3 years in concentration camps, because he was sent to labor, it's his philosophy and theory on how he survived and why people exist. And he said it's not about Freud and seeking pleasure. It's about looking for the meaning of life. And it can be three things. Love, loving someone to take care of them. Courage to, go through things that are a struggle and adverse. Or work. You get joy and pleasure out of work. So that's true. What is the meaning of your life? Why are we here? So it's a really good book.
What's it called?
I can't remember the name of it. I'll text you. I knew you were going to ask. I just got it last night.
Is it Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl?
Yeah. Such a very hard book. He wrote it after he was released from the concentration camp. And, a lot of people, I don't want to get more of it. It's just a very good read.
All right.
People seeking the answers.
Someone's asking if you still do 60 push-ups a day.
Yeah. And by the way, last week you said, she's going to the gym on Friday. I want everyone to know I go almost every day, not just Friday. But I have to call on Friday.
Do you ever take a break from the gym, Mom? Like you want to take a break, like you can relax?
Yeah, well, I won't go tomorrow because there are no classes tomorrow. It's kind of like the more you do it, you think, I can't do this every day. Getting tired of this every day, I'm sore, blah, blah, blah. But you kind of build up a tolerance, and then you feel funny when you don't work out. Yeah, I'm not going to go tomorrow, but I'll go Sunday.
What do you, Mom? What message do you tell yourself? Do you tell yourself like you're a hard worker? What's going on in your head? You're like, I never quit. I'm always like, what's the thing that happens when you're thinking about going to the gym?
Yeah, all of that. I think how good I'll feel when it's done. I like a challenge. I'm very competitive. I must be the best. Or at least that's something to strive towards. Maybe somebody's better than me, but I'm happy for them. And you look good, you feel good. There's been a lot of studies about the benefits of exercising, especially weightlifting. Lots of benefits. So if you haven't started, start.
One thing I was curious about, Mom, and then we'll do final question. I was working out on Wednesday and I realized that I have like some intensity and some insanity in a good way, like of how hard I'll go. And I know Seth's like that too, in terms of how hard he'll push. And I wonder, it's like, is that a genetic thing or did you guys like put something in the milk? Like, how did we get like that?
You mean so set and determined to excel and do well?
I don't know, just like kind of intense.
I never wonder about that too. Yeah, I think a lot of
not bragging. I was just kind of curious. Like, what'd you do as a parent? Because like, I was like, even in my own mind, I was like, why are you like this, Noah? It's like, chill out, man.
Well, yes, of course. I think a lot of it is genetics, and a lot of it is environment. You can change one without having the other. You could have, like I've always exercised. You kids have always seen me exercise, and I would work full time. I would work at night. I want to say this because I'm proud of myself. I would work a night shift, 12 hours, and I don't want to hear any excuse. I would go to the gym in the morning. Yeah, I go to the gym. I set my alarm. On Monday, there was a class at noon, and I would set my alarm. I'd have 3 hours of sleep and get my butt up and go to the gym. No excuses. So I think a lot of that is genetic. Because I was at the gym and this girl, I was saying to her, why don't you crank it up, use heavier weights? I have a tendency, a reputation for doing that. She took a lot of time. I'm fine, and I thought, well, I'm new here. Yeah, you're right. I don't know why some people are complacent. They're mediocre, and then some people rise above and they're excellent.
Yeah, I had a few people this week that just like today, Tynan's sister has been helping me with design for the house, and she just like went above and beyond. And a few of the people at work this week have just been so impressive. And it's like, I wonder, there's people that do well and it's not surprising. And so you wonder, is that an internal thing? Is it a network thing? Is it fixable? I don't know.
Well, like that book said, people are seeking maybe internally the meaning of life. And for some people, they get a lot of data. I'm driving. I got to pay attention.
Mom, drive safely.
anyway, people feel good.
All right. Well, Mom, you have a happy Friday.
Yeah, I had a wonderful week. I hope everybody whole weekend set goals and accomplish them. You will feel good. You will have pain going through it, maybe, but the results will be amazing, astronomical in the end. It's so worth it.
All right, Mom. Have a good workout.
Back to math. Back to math here.
All right, Mom. Love you.
I love you too. I love everybody that's part of your community, and I hope everybody has a great weekend. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. Bye, Mom. Drive safely. Fatima says bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you. Bye, honey.
Bye, Mom. All right, let's go to your questions. So I like small things. There's a lot of weirdness with that. I don't know. I'm quirky. I love drinking out. So I have cans, like I have a tea thing, some fucking $3 can of tea. It's pretty good. Then I have this Canada Dry thing. I'm not a big soda guy, but I don't know. It's inspired. But I really like small plates, small people, women, small forks, small plates, small cups. I don't know. I think from the book Mindless Eating, which I really love, it makes you eat less. I like it. Like, why do we like some foods and not another? Just tastes better. All right, what questions do you have? How do I build an audience without knowing what my business will be yet? Thank you. Have a blessed day. So don't worry about it. Just start making videos about what you're interested in. I think you're worrying about a little bit of the wrong problem. You're like, well, no one likes it. I don't know. I can share my own story. It's like in 2000, I just wrote about my life. And then I noticed that if I wrote about marketing, which I was interested in, I got more audience. And so just the bigger thing is to start right now, putting out some of that content. And then you'll notice what you enjoy and you'll notice what people want to read. And then you'll find the intersection of that. I do think for everyone out there, Jacob, good to see you. I think one of the most valuable things everyone could do in business and probably also in life is just to start putting yourself out there and documenting your journey. Tynan did that. That's one of the reasons we've been able to connect and also become close friends over the years. A lot of people. And I think it's a great way to learn how to communicate, good way to market, good way to kind of like have a journal, learn about yourself. So just start putting yourself out there. Gabriel, I feel like all you ever asked me about. It's going great. I have September 12th is my check ride day, which is basically the test you take to become a pilot. And I'm almost a pilot. And I think the big lesson about pilot training is you can't broad stroke it. And what I mean by that is I think a lot of times in my life, I'm like, all right, well, I'll just kind of understand the gist and then hire someone or not ignore the details. You can't do that in flying. And I like that it's life and death and there's a lot of details that you need to pay attention to, which I appreciate. All right. Jacob, you had a question. I was thinking, little cousin Jacob. That's an interesting thing. Mark ran it better than I could. Let's start with that. I think Facebook's forcing the Oculus. I think it's a really interesting concept. If I were Facebook, I would have probably bought Slack and buy Discord. And because you have to really take a step back. This is one of the phrases. There's actually like, if you guys want to hear, let me know. You guys tell me, do you want to hear leadership phrases that I've been using and learning about and like leveraging? One of them is take a step back. But you have to answer the question, what is Mark trying to accomplish? Is it communication? Is it connection? Is it relationships? And then you have to think, where are the gaps in their business? Where are the opportunities? I think Facebook hasn't innovated in like fucking 500 years. They're boring. So personally, like I've always been more interested in business than in just the social aspect. But I think they try to do Facebook for work. So I think they could have potentially bought Discord, bought Slack for 20 million, call it a day. And now you literally own the communication around business. And then just kind of think about what are the other gaps are in it. I just think they've been innovative. Like WhatsApp and Instagram, great. YouTube is killing Facebook, in my opinion, in terms of like time and attention. I can see YouTube being way bigger than Facebook in the time to come. I just think it's picking areas and picking some advantages, and then being a little more innovative. I haven't seen them innovate literally in ever. All I do is copy. Bulletin.com. Oh, you guys want leadership phrases? Okay. These are phrases that I am saying all the time lately. Excuse me. And I think they're really helpful. I've noticed. I just noticed us using them and more effective in AppSumo. Number one, the phrase is "tell me more about that," and I think this is a phrase you can use honestly in anything. So if you're having a meeting with someone, next time you have a meeting with someone, anyone, and they tell you about something, just ask them to just say this: like, "Tell me more about that." It's great. Second thing that we've been saying a lot. I'm just looking at my notes. Let's take a step back on this. That is a phrase I'm using a lot. These are the 4 phrases. Tell me more about that to really understand something. Number 2, let's take a step back on this. And the idea here is that when you're talking with someone and you're going into some of these things, hey, Kristen. When you're talking and having meetings, I think we just start going into the water, but you're like, where do I want to swim to? And so I do think it's important when you guys are thinking about your businesses and when you're having meetings with people, it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's take a step back on this. What are we trying to accomplish here? 2 other phrases that I really like is context. This is from the book No Rules, Rules. And Jacob, I know you read it and I love it, but this is something we've unintentionally implemented from the book, which is a lot of times when you're talking to someone or you're listening to someone, ask for the context. Hold on. So you're doing this thing, like, what's the context? Or I'm explaining something. Let me give you context about why we're doing it. Because sometimes you don't understand why things are happening. So I really like the context, just using that word context. And the 4th phrase I'm hearing a lot in our business, and I like it, is what are the ripple effects? So what does that mean is that if I say, hey, I wanted to double the sales team, which is what I asked the company to do, what are the ripple effects of that? What does that mean to the support team? What does that mean to the partner team? What does that mean to the ops team or the content team? What are the ripple effects? And so in your actions, and engineers are great at this because they think about the edge cases and all the experiences, but something to just kind of think about. It's like, what are the ripple effects of your behavior? So those are 4 business phrases that I like. Oh man, what is an important truth very few people agree with me on? I 100% believe the world is flat because I've seen it and I got to the edge. So it's true. Ripple effects, it's like if you drop a pebble in water, it makes ripples. And so the thing to consider in a group of people is if you take an action, what else could your action be impacting? How much do I make from YouTube? Much less than I spend. I'll show you. So we spend as a company, I think around $20,000 to $30,000 a month. This video bombed, by the way. Why did you guys not like this video? Can you tell me that? Like the 6 viral growth hacks. Like, why did none of y'all want to watch it? I thought I would do better, and I thought it was a good video. Let's see how much we made. Looks like in the last 30 days, we made $5,800. We made a lot more than that last month. In the last 90 days, we made $25,000. It's pretty good. But you also have to realize I spend $30,000 a month to run the YouTube channel as an investment. So that's your answer. What are some of the best softwares that we could create for AppSumo? Lots. Go look at what's popular and then look at what's not popular or what's maybe not. Look at what's not on the site that maybe could be on the site. Like if I was trying to approach AppSumo personally, I'd probably do templates to start. I do books and templates. And then also potentially if you see something that's really popular that's a software product, could you make something complementary to that within AppSumo? If you guys are starting businesses or you got no skills or you got some skills, whether it's in software, whether it's in knowledge, whether it's in experience, the AppSumo marketplace is honestly, I think, one of the best. I feel like one of those like late night infomercial people because it's true. Well, they're not true, but this is true. Ooh. Excuse me. is that the AppSumo marketplace, appsumo.com/sell, I think is one of the best untapped business opportunities for entrepreneurs out there. If you can create anything and promote it to people, AppSumo marketplace is excellent. All right, in regards to OnlyFans, Sarah, are you on OnlyFans? Because you're like asking for a friend. OnlyFans now doesn't allow porn or something. Who cares? I think you have to set the standards for your community. Like, that's the difference between Facebook and MySpace. Facebook sets standards about you use your name, you use your face. And in MySpace, it was do whatever the hell you want. And look, both can work, but clearly they had standards and it made a difference. So I think OnlyFans, it's a great initiative for them. Oh, that's so cool. Annie, post a link to your thing. I'm going to show up. If you guys have anything on the AppSumo marketplace or you sold stuff on AppSumo, I will show it. Is this channel driving business to AppSumo? Not yet. But I do believe in a year, as the channel grows and as I put out a book in 2 years, and I keep helping people with their business journeys, I do think that waterfalls down into AppSumo. Do you guys have Christian software on AppSumo? Not yet, but maybe you should put it on there. It's a great idea. We should, if it's specifically for churches or synagogues or whatever kind of group you're a part of. Yeah, sounds great. What'd you say? It's an amazing video indeed, but the story is kind of known among your homies. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that there was a Y Combinator video, but all right, good feedback. Thank you. Can you buy and sell crypto on AppSumo? No. We help entrepreneurs, the small people, the underdogs, not small, but like the people just getting going, the ones who are doubted, the ones that need help. So, and crypto's not our jam. What up, Cristian Calin? Cool profile picture. How do I motivate? Elon Musk had a quote, which I do agree. It's like, if you need to be motivated to do a startup, then you shouldn't do a startup. But I think it's easy to make dismissive comments like that. Also, now that I'm running AppSumo, how the hell does he have time to run all these companies and tweet? I can't come up with creative tweets while I'm doing just AppSumo. I barely have time to make the YouTube videos for y'all. Like, I had to get up at like 7:30 a.m. this morning. And it was exciting. It was a great video, but I was just like, man. But how you do it is hiring people. So I think the thing I would wonder, Christian, is that you do it for clients because you have deadlines and someone to keep you accountable, but you don't have. So it's like, I do this over here and it works, but I'm not doing over here and it's not working. Just copy that shit, man. Have deadlines and get someone to hold you accountable. Maybe find someone in this group here. And also, find maybe the products you're working on aren't really interesting for you. So find products you're excited. Like, I'm like, oh, I want to learn guitar. I'm like, fuck guitar, dude. You don't give a shit about guitar. You just want to try to get laid or something. So who cares? So, but there are projects like art I've been really excited about. Architecture, I'm really excited about. Leadership, really excited about. So also maybe consider what are the projects that you don't need to be highly motivated, because you are. Trauma Try, I fucking love you, man. Everyone else, if you want to hit a like button, go for it. How many people help run the YouTube channel? What's up, Mike? I don't think we're even a bigger channel. I think when we get 1 million subs, 1 million people subscribing to the channel, I think that would be sizable. So there's Jeremy, the producer. There is Mitchell, who runs email marketing. So the emails we send are okdork.com. He coordinates all hiring. He coordinates all operations. He's like the channel manager, let's say. Then there's Cam and Huber, who do video editing. There's Sasa, who does thumbnails. And then there's Jen, who does like the uploading, descriptions, and some social media around it. And then we have an external group of people, probably like 3 people, that pitch ideas. And then they get a percentage of revenue from the videos that we choose that we make of theirs. So it's around like 5 or 6 people for this channel. This is a question, I've done a lot of events. I will tell you, the best events I've done are the ones I've wanted to go to, Fatima. What is something that even if it's just you showing up, you'd have fun? Let me give you an example. 2 weeks ago, for the past months, every other week I've been having a dinner where I hire a private chef. It's $700, which is like expensive. It's all, is it worth it? No. Is it expensive? Yes. And then I invite people over that I wanted to meet. And at the end of these dinners, I'm like exhausted. And I'm like, it's not fun. I didn't want to do it. The people are fine, but it was just, okay, well, what's missing here? Well, I think the people are okay, but I don't want to have some formal ass dinner. I feel very obligated to facilitate the conversation. And I'm like, this is like unpaid work. And so I'm just going to transfer it to a board game night. So next week, we're going to do board game night. I'm like, that sounds great. Sign me up. So I would work from that. Like, what do you want to go to? What's the point of the event? And then solve that. And that's it. So Dominini, Baradini. Man, I hope you're Italian because that's a dope name. So I will just tell you what we do. I copied the Bezos model 100%. So after paying all your people really well, I put everything plus some, if I could, as much as profitable, back in the business. 100%. You should have 0 at the end of the year. That is success. Because every year is better and better and better and better and better. That's how we've done it for 11 years. What happened with Executive ICE? So for the people that don't know the story, I bought a company, $10,000, gave it away. The guy was helpful. He started running it. He always wanted to have a business, and then he's ghosting me. And I started texting him every week, and then I realized that it was our fault for not putting him through a more selective process, number one. Number two, it's the reality that everyone's going through life. I don't know what his personal stuff is, but when people wonder why they're not getting success, you know, a lot of times it's just the obvious that they're ignoring. And I did try to support him with it. And at some point, do you focus on the winners or you focus on the losers? Too many of us are focusing on losers. Focus on the winners. Don't ask questions more than twice, y'all. It's like, because then it's like it's stupid. Don't be stupid. What's your thought on going to a good college in this era to later move into the startup world? I think you should go to a good college and move into the startup world. Like if you're in college, I think there's a lot. All right, Saeed, you're fucking banned. Happy Friday. Shabbat shalom. I don't know why everyone asks these questions. These are the questions like, should I go to college? What's a question that Peter Thiel asked or Tim Ferriss asked that everyone should answer? Who cares about them? Like, I went to college because I didn't know that you didn't have a choice not to. And honestly, college was awesome. And I loved it. I think the question for you is like, what are you trying to go or do? And do you think college will help you get some of those things? That's it. There is someone said this to me because they're like, yeah, college is dumb, man. If someone went to MIT and you met them today, you'd be like, that girl is smart. Period. So when people are like, college isn't anymore, I'm like, well, shut up then and don't go and be fine with it. But if you think it matters to you and you think it'll help you, which I think college theoretically should help you meet really other smart people that you can benefit from later in life. It helps you practice being an adult. It's a practice adult time. And possibly, which I think is weaker, is learning some skills or knowledge that you can use later in life. See, that's another bullshit thing. Like, I don't believe in stoicism. Don't have emotion. Wake up and cut your wrist not wrist each day, but wake up and hurt yourself each day because then you have a feeling, and you shouldn't have feelings because some guy 2,000 years ago, we found his like toilet paper that he wrote it on, and he said not to. I think you should just embrace yourself. If you think that works for you, go for it. If you find that you're emotional and it's working for you, great. I think there's a balance where like I've noticed in the week that I'm not as polished, or I say things that are like, oh man, that's also me. And I'm going to go all the way there. And I do think there's times where I'm like, all right, let's be a little bit more thoughtful here. But embrace who you are instead of changing it for the shoulds of the world. Why do I have Pantani? Because we have pointy ears. We're both bald. He was doubted and he fucking climbed mountains like a boss. And I like thinking about him when I'm climbing mountains and doing hard things. And I watched this documentary and he fucking inspired the shit out of me. I'm getting fired up here. Ryan Holiday's great. I think, look, there's different dishes for all of us. If Ryan Holiday, who I texted yesterday, I was texting him. Ryan's great in his own way. And if that's the kind of dish and it's inspiring you and helping you get your great life, I think try that out. Explore. Figure it out. Explore. That's what this watch is called. It's explore. And you find where you are. Maybe following Tony Robbins is your thing. It wasn't for me. I found like following Artist Way and Donald Miller works for me. I love that stuff. But everyone's got different flavors. Maybe you like Noah stuff. You're like, this guy a little wild, but he's also stable, but he's creative, but he's a little fun, and then he's like helping people in their business. Find it for yourself. No, I'm trying to get the art behind me, and the guy, business is booming. The documentary, just look up Pantani on Netflix. This is like, Jacob, you have the best fucking questions ever. So how do you mix executing and learning? One thing I did, let me see if I can share with you. I just want to make sure there's nothing like confidential in it. Let me just show you. I think here's one thing I would recommend. Be intentional about your calendar. Yeah, I can show this. All right, I'm going to share a specific thing. So here on screen is my calendar SOP. What does that mean? How do I want to spend my time? And instead of just like talking about it, I actually wrote it down. It was really helpful to be like, what matters to me in my time? And I've noticed, Jacob, that I like reading and learning and writing in the morning. If I keep ignoring you, there's a reason. So stop asking about it. Go to Gary Vee and let him yell at you. You're not working hard enough. Work harder. Sell all your stuff. Look, different flavors of dishes for everyone out there. If you like the Middle Eastern Israeli salad flavor / Texan, let me know. But I think I default, I'd say I have, Amazon's slogan, and also I default to doing. So 80% of my time I'm in doing. I probably could benefit from more learning, but I probably spend, and what I do in my calendar is I have yellow, as you can see, it's learning or coaching. So I color code my calendar, and in that color coding, I can see how much I'm trying to learn during the week. And I like learning, it makes me feel good, but I generally do probably more time in action mode. So probably about 80-20. So color code your calendar and notice and then notice how you actually spend your week and be intentional. Like yesterday with Anna, who's at AppSumo, she's helping me with my calendar. I was like, oh my God, I'm so blessed and grateful to have you. How do we maximize our time and energy? And be intentional about it. So I think writing it up for myself really helped me do that. This is a great question. I think with calendaring in general, what do you have in your calendar that you never listen to? Like I used to have this thing called airplane mode because I noticed when I didn't have my computer, all this shit around me, I'd actually do a lot of work. But I would always skip it. Does this sound familiar? Like you skip that thing you said you're going to do? And then there's this other stuff where I said I was going to do things on Wednesday. I was like, here's all my list of to-dos, like all my note cards. I always have my note cards. My note cards downstairs because I did everything except one. I got one left. And I was like, I'm tired, dude. You need to like give yourself a break. So I think there's a lot of rules to our life. Like have discipline. Don't have a habit. Sell a lot. Be a stoic. Have emotion. Fuck. How are we supposed to think? So my recommendation for me was to just take a breath and just listen to yourself. Because at least you're trusting yourself. So that's how you know when to break rules or not. Yes. So I was in a meeting yesterday, and I'm not going to put anyone on point, but I was in this meeting, and I think they thought that I feel good being in the meeting, and I think they felt that they're acknowledged being in the meeting. And I appreciated them, but I told them, so after every meeting, I do reviews for myself of the meeting. I'm like, how did the meeting go for me? Was I present? Did I have my energy? And what did I learn for the future? And I was like, I don't need any meetings, but there are meetings. Like I had an interior design meeting this morning. That was awesome. I had a meeting with Anna. It went 2 hours. I had a meeting with an hour and a half with Alona. I had a meeting with our branding team. I wish I could have those meetings all day long. But the question is, what's the point? Remember what I said about 4 leadership questions? Take a step back. What's the point here? Let's take a step back. Take a step back. And then what's the point of this meeting? And then, all right, do I need it or do I not need it? And I think what I've worked on, and it's in progress, is like, what's the point? And you decide that. But as a CEO and as a leader, as you get to certain sizes, your job is to not do the work. It's to hire the people to do the work, and they hire the people to do the work. And then those people, like, you think Elon Musk is building a spaceship? That's naive. You think Elon has built a Tesla nowadays? No. He hires the people that are better than him. Do I meditate? No. I go quiet, so I'll go for walks or go on my bike and go quiet. I did meditate Monday for 10 minutes. And it was really nice. I realized that so much of my day is on, and I need a little bit of like, let's calm down. Let's take some breaths. Let's pause. Okay. We do take some profits. Everyone in our company at AppSumo.com, which we're hiring, everyone gets top 10% of market. So they're paid super fat. I get paid top 10% of market for my level. And plus I own the company, not all of it, majority of it. And then the majority of the rest of the profit, I want the company to keep getting bigger and bigger every year. We've done that 11 years. How many books do I read every month? You guys have seen, I've shared some of this stuff. You can go to goodreads.com/Noah Kagan. Goodreads.com/Noah Kagan. I'll show it up here. I probably read about 3 books a month. Right now, I'm reading The Artist's Way. I'm almost finished with The Big Rich. I don't really have a good audiobook. What audiobook? Oh, I was listening to 1776. I'm almost done with it. But that was pretty good. That's pretty good. I really liked it. 1776. So maybe like 3 or 4. I think the question is, what are you trying to learn? And stop what's not interesting. That's really it. Like right now, I'm starting to really focus on books that are going to help me write my book. So it's books on fear, books on customers, books on marketing, books on goal setting, books on organizing your time, and looking for nuggets within that information. If you want to join us, by the way, appsumo.com/careers. I'm going to put out a need I have into the universe. Does Texas require Max? I don't know. I think so. Lucio, I'm glad. Thank you for taking your time with me, man. But yeah, come join us. Why are we not taking VC funding? Because we don't need it. If I needed it, I would take it. There might be something there about like some external validation and some for hiring and maybe liquidation on people who have equity in the company. No, we hire everyone but Canadians. Just kidding. I love Canadians. You guys are the nicest people on earth. Yes, we hire. Oh, son of a bitch. I just spilled all over myself. Yeah, that feels nice. That feels nice. Oh, it's tingly. Shit. All right. Do we give second chances? Yeah. We had a big mistake in AppSumo this week. I'm not going to go into it because it's private. The person has the opportunity to correct themselves. I think if you make serious mistakes twice, no. And you have to wonder, is it a coachable mistake or is it an intelligence mistake? Like, is it something you can actually fix or is it a permanent thing? Does AppSumo support remote work? We're starting to, Victoria. I think we're going to move more into that. The smartest people in the world aren't in Austin, Texas, which a lot of our team is. I think it's a cultural and structural thing in the business that we need to work more on. No, I don't know if we would have been accepted by Combinator based on the technical prowess because it wasn't a strong tech play as much as that's my background. But I think in terms of the momentum in the business and the market validation, MVP, was it market, whatever the fuck, product market fit was huge. So I think on that we would. How's dating? Up and down. There's days where I feel lonely. There's some days where I'm like needy. There's some days where I'm like, man, I love being single. I'm trying to not have so much resistance on this stuff, Marcel, and just kind of go with the flow of life. I think it's something I'm noticing in general. Am I into crypto? Yes. I have a few $1 million of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Do you need someone in the Middle East? Yeah, why not? How many people work at AppSumo? I think 110. Yeah, we have openings. How's boxing going? It's going great. I do it every Friday. I'm not doing it today because I wanted to rest my body and because I'm biking 100 miles in Denver tomorrow at the triple bypass. Should I hire a freelance for a project or get a team? Try both. I don't have a strong answer. It depends on what you're trying to accomplish. I think freelancers are good for temporary things, but over time, it's good to build a relationship and have dedicated people to what you're working on. Like, do you want someone to be serious or not serious about your thing? Dude, you guys have great questions. Do we have internships? Not right now. How do you get a hold of YouTubers? You message them on the About page, but really how do you get a hold of a YouTuber is you make something that they're excited to respond to you about. I get emails literally every day. They're like, hey, whatever, stupid shit, respond to me. And I'm like, no, why? So make it exciting for them. Do I hate employees with a lot of toxic egos? Probably. I hate people that write reviews on Glassdoor because I think what I want to encourage is a culture and behavior that people can speak up like big boys and big girls and be adults and not run off and be yelped. Like I think a modern day millennial. I think there's truth to some of the criticism we have on Glassdoors and toxic egos is that I don't think there's ever rock stars, there's bands. And I want to create a great band. It's not, Noah might be the lead singer on this band, but it is a band and it is a team effort. So there is no rock stars in this AppSumo company. There's a lot of great people, excellent people, super talented, and it is a team. It's not me. How did we hire the first 10 people? It took practice. Honestly, it was just getting going with the hiring. I think what I've observed in my life and business experience is that people have a real fear to starting and like, well, no one's going to do it as well as I can. It's like, Eventually, you'll get to the point where you'll find people better than you and hiring better than you. But the reality is that you should just practice delegation, which I love at this point, and that's the only reason I'm able to grow the business through software and delegation. And then also, there's other things about how to focus a business, which is like, what's the focus, what's the strategy, and then what's the behavioral rules, aka culture, that you're facilitating. But I hired them through friends. I think the best way you hire people is either through your own friendships and network or through your existing customer base. I got the shirt from Roosevelt's. I saw some guy wearing it on the street, and I just went up to him and I said, I like your shirt. Where'd you get it from? And now I have a few other clothes. If you can get them to sponsor me, I'll give you $100. I started the YouTube channel because I've been doing YouTube or blogging since 2000, and I enjoy it. This YouTube experience connects me with you. It connects me with interesting people, and it's fun. I really enjoy it. I'll do it if I'm not getting paid for it. So the question really to think, Sean, is that, well, you can always ask, like, do I have a successful business because I also had a YouTube channel? And I don't think so directly, because it came a little bit after the fact. But would I pay out of my own pocket for the team? I would pay, but not as much. I definitely have a little bit more luxury to afford a more expensive team or pay them more than market potentially. But I still would keep doing this for the next X years. I am sipping on, thanks for asking, Krista, good to see you. Lightly brewed sparkling tea. This flavor is cherry cacao. There's all this like modern new bougie drinks, and you guys know I'm not drinking these days. So it's been nice. Thank you, Brian. Good to see you, man. I always feel like I'm going to see you at a triathlon. Would I fund startups? Yeah, I fund only startups that I use. That's my rule. I use it, I'll fund it. And a lot of times I'll just reach out to people. Like I reached out to Magic Spoon cereal because I've been eating it lately. And they said no, even though I'm friends with them. So at the end of the day, it's like, what am I really trying to do? I just want to be associated with things I love. All right, so Destiny challenged. Get Roosevelt's to sponsor me. I'll send you $100 minimum. So if you need to sell 1,200 licenses by September 15th, the number one thing I would be curious about is like, sounds great on 1,200. The number one thing I do is, how did I sell them to begin with, right? And what's your current pace? And I need to know a little bit more about how you're doing the sales so that we can come up with a better strategy. Code Nerd. I'm building a product that will add subtitles to YouTube Shorts. Should I find customers first to build the product? Customers first, always. You're customer first, always. Make yourself the first customer. Get people to pay you first. Like, I wouldn't pay you for it. And I do YouTube Shorts, and I have money. So that would be a great customer. So you have to find what's more valuable. What I value is subscribers. If you did anything that dramatically gave me more subscribers to the channel, I would pay for it almost without thinking. So I think what I've talked about in the past is totem pole, which is you're doing something that's like, find the people who have money, and then you have to find a problem they actually have and solve that. But you're building it, and then you're going to have to go to church and synagogue and be like, please, Lord, please find me someone. But instead, just go to the actual thing and make it easier on yourself. We have ideas for patents, and we could have submitted for different things over the years. It's the end of the day, we have to go enforce it and sue people. And I think you have to figure out how do you get network effects and moats so that doesn't matter. How big is our SEO team? I think Dean, who lines the content team, I don't know. Dean could probably use some help. I don't know how many people are on his team. I'm considering giving myself a 6-month sabbatical from work to give content creation my full focus. My grateful that I paid all my debt and saved around hunting today. Any advice? Well, I'll tell you, that's not what I would do, but you should do whatever you think is right. I keep my day job and I build up this stuff so that if it shows that it's working, then I can quit it and not have to take that risk. But that's me, because otherwise you're going to get back to having more debt. There's different approaches and different ways of living. That's just the Noah Kagan way. You can do it other ways too. Dude, hell yeah, Zed. That's cool, man. Send me a link when you post your product. How do you make tech companies like AppSumo not fall off in the long term? I mean, Intel's still like a $50 billion company, so fall off, you really need to be clear on what that means. Like same with, Facebook, they fell off, but they're $1 trillion business. Groupon, as much as people shit on Groupon, it's a $1 billion company. Like all of us would have been proud to create a $1 billion business if that's what mattered to us. So how do we stay? That's a good question, man. I think one, you do ask yourself, like, if someone were to compete with us today, how would you do it? So how would I compete with AppSumo today and then solve that? Like Mark Zuckerberg had a great quote. He's like, If you don't cannibalize your business, someone else will. And then I do think you have to kind of spend 80% of your time in your core business and 20% of your time in this long-term business, which is like, what are the long-term things? Because I think what people do is they do too many of it, but really do the core that's working, but also start planting those seeds so you can have something defensible in the future. This is a great question, Jason. There's a lot of restaurants in every city, so you have to find something specific, like maybe it's geographical, or maybe it's pricing, or maybe it's type of food within that niche that makes a difference. And work backwards. Like, so one thing we talk about in customer first, and what I've been encouraging people is like, who's the customer and how do you make them excited to buy from you, and work from that angle, not from, there's a lot of coffee out there, right? Go to different people. Maybe it's Jewish people. Maybe it's companies. Maybe it's families. Maybe it's single women, whatever that is. Maybe it's people with dogs, and work backwards from a potential problem that you can find a customer first on, and then worry about scaling that out afterwards. This is a great question, Kyle. I was thinking about this recently because there used to be growthhackers.com, and there was a few other websites that had it. I think I would, if I had to learn marketing today, I would subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'd probably subscribe to Brian Dean's email letter. I would subscribe to reforge.com. I would probably be just studying some of the marketing of certain people and businesses, like depending on what industry you're interested in. I think HubSpot has always traditionally done really strong marketing. I think SEMrush and Ahrefs are doing great marketing. It depends on what category you're trying to learn. Like if you're trying to learn YouTube, I would look at people who have million subscriber plus in different verticals. And if you guys have ideas of ways to learn marketing, I'd love to see your suggestions. I think ultimately also, like at the end of the day with marketing, is find something you want to market and do that. And that's probably the best way that you can learn to start learning some of this marketing material. What up, Samuel? I've been working on a project as a solopreneur for 1 year now, which is tough, man. Respect to you. I'm feeling very burnt out, but I don't know if it's a product or being solo. It's a product that you haven't had money. If you had someone buy your product or use it and give you some, it's kind of like, you know, they talk about the carrot, they talk about the stick and the burrito. You have to have the burrito to go to, and you need that reward. So it's work, reward, work, reward. You're having all work, no reward. So my guess, Samuel, and I'd love for you to reply, is that you've made no sales and you've had no significant usage in your product. Can you answer that? And then we'll circle back. Guys, I got to go in 3 minutes because I got to catch my flight. So Jacob, what do you think drives more customers, a website or an app? Both. I think you have to think about what's the customer experience and how do people normally hear about it? Because Uber got more found out by an app that's easier to text about, probably same with Spotify. But a website, AppSumo still, I think, is like 50% web. I don't know where Samuel is. What is the current trend I believe is a fad? Ooh. Man, there's definitely, I think Twitter. I think there's, all of Twitter now is just bullshit. It's like, here's a tweet thread of crap. I think it's such a fatty, like, cheap way of communicating for the most part. I think there's some interesting things in it. I don't know how sustainable it is or how like it's going to really stay around in that manner. AppSumo has only really changed its business model maybe 3 times. We used to do bundles of software, and then we did individual deals where the sales team got them. And now our model is an open model with the AppSumo market. So anyone could submit a deal to be on AppSumo. Would I start another tech company in the future? Maybe. I just think I really enjoy what we're doing now. I think if you take a step back, I'm using the phrases that I taught you guys. This is what I'm learning it from and teaching it. I think instead of worrying about if I'm starting another company or not a company, it's like, what are the problems I'm interested in solving? And I like seeing people start businesses. I like having cool products. I like promoting cool products. And that's what I get to do with this company. So why would I want to start any other company? But I think if there's other problems I'm really, really, really passionate about, I would consider it. Oh, Krista, that's awesome to hear. Yeah, I think most people don't realize they have it within them. I think most people are better than they realize. And I used to think the audience, like y'all, were like not smart or not capable. And I started meeting you and then starting to see what you're doing. I'm like, yeah, they're just doubted a little bit and they need some support and they have a lot of these skills. And it's just like either they need the mentoring, coaching, and like cheerleading, or they need a little bit of the strategy. And just to save them time, like Samuel, who spent a year and he's tired. And of course he's tired. He's working. And it's like going to the gym for years and you've never seen a result. Of course you're going to be tired. I think one of the biggest threats for AppSumo is just ourselves right now. I think it's ourselves. Yeah, so that's exactly what I always say, customer first. So Samuel, it's like this guy who was like, hey, I want to make YouTube short subtitles. And I'm like, well, that's you and an idea. There's a difference. Let's end it with this. And I got to go to my flight. There's a difference between an idea and a problem. You have an idea. Now I want you to think about how do you solve a problem from the customer first perspective, meaning get a customer first, you or the employers or whatever that is, and do that next week only and come back on Friday. And your challenge, Samuel, is to solve a problem where by the end of next week, you get money. Even $1. Even $1. I didn't ignore the mark question. It was the wrong thing I put up on screen. All right, I got to go. I love you guys. I'll see you out there. Have a great weekend. Believe in yourself. Be nice to yourself this weekend. Take a breath. Be nice to yourself. Chelsea, I love seeing you here. You don't always have to come. I feel like you felt obligated maybe, but it is nice to see your name and your face and your presence on the other side of this digital screen. Everyone else have a great weekend. I'm going to Denver for the triple bypass ride. Alondra, saludos. This is the house manager. I think she's downstairs. But thank you for the plate. Gave me a little energy. I have to go in on a flight. All right, I love you. See you guys out there. Alondra, this is how I pay the bills. Like the money that I give you comes from this, whatever this is. And then it comes down to you. And then you get to go live your life. And hopefully you get to do work you enjoy too. All right, guys. Pew, pew. Peace.